Queen. This is Desmond Booker, your favorite Christian dating, relationship, and success coach. I am just excited about helping single queens who are desiring to go from single to successfully dating, those that are desiring to be healed and to be in a relationship, and then eventually that relationship turn into marriage. Also, I help those who are desiring to reach success in their lives. Well, today we talked about this earlier with the success. Now let's talk about this with dating, the decision. What's going on with your decision? I want you to think about this today because we're going to talk about this and we're going to really get deep into this because I think really truly a lot of the reason why you're not in a relationship, you're not dating, you're not married is because of decision. Have you really truly honestly made a decision to be in a relationship, to be healed, right? To even let him go. I mean, he's been gone, but you still haven't made the decision to physically, mentally, emotionally let him go. Today, you're going to have to make some decisions in order to go from single to successfully dating into a healthy relationship, into the committed, loving relation, the marriage that you're truly wanting. So I want to say this, and we're going to talk about this. Your soulmate is not missing. Your decision is. I said your soulmate is not missing. Your decision is. Where is he? When you find and make your decision, you're going to find your soulmate. So let's talk about this tonight because I think this is very crucial. Your soulmate is not missing. What's missing? Your decision is. And so let's talk about some decisions that you're going to have to really make in order to go from single to successfully dating to a healthy, committed relationship. Let's go. So the first decision that you're going to have to make is what? Is the decision to enter into the arena. I want you to think about that. You're going to finally say yes to the arena. I'm going to make myself available. I'm going to make myself known, right? Here I am. So many queens have said to me, I'm ready to start dating or I'm ready to start healing. We'll start working and then the next thing you know, she backtracks and she's not ready. Or she gets some bad, somebody may reject her or she may have come across somebody that was not the right person for her. So then she goes backwards. Once you make a decision to be in a relationship, there is really no going backwards. Because if you really make a decision, you really actually cut everything off. You don't have any more options. The option is marriage. And I want you to really begin to think about this today. There's your option marriage. Is that the only option? Is that the only decision? That's what I'm saying. And this is why many times you get this hot and cold from people who want to commit but not really wanting to commit is because you haven't really made a decision. And you're wanting him to make a decision when you haven't really made a decision. I really like him, and I don't know why I keep attracting men who don't want to commit to me. It's because this very reason. You're dating, but you're not dating with the decision. Okay? So first of all, you're going to have to make the decision to enter into the arena. You can't be found if you're not on the map. You can't be found if you're on the map. You can't be on the map today and then tomorrow you're not on the map. No, I'm on the map. I'm on the map. You know, somebody can suggest to you, let's go to a singles event. And there's going to be some singles there. I don't want to go there. You don't want to put yourself on the map. Again, decide. The first decision that you have to make is what? Is that you're going to enter into the arena, putting yourself out there, putting yourself on the map. Okay? Now, again, what map? What do I need? Do I need to be on dating apps? Do I need to be in person? How do I do it? You don't need all that information because you haven't made a decision. Are you going to start? Are you really ready to start putting yourself out there and being on the map so he can find you? Are you really going to do that? When you make that decision, the rest will follow. All those other questions that you have before you make that decision will become so available to you. Why? Because you've made a decision. All right. And so decide right now that you will make yourself available. That you're going to open yourself up. You're going to even create space in your calendar, right? You're going to start the healing process. Have you even decided to start healing? Have you decided that the person who hurt you is no longer going to live rent free in your head? Make the decision to start your healing process. Go to therapy. Many of you are coming to me. That's great. Let's go ahead and start your healing process so that we can begin to move forward. There's no need of you trying to be in a relationship. And then what happens is that you meet somebody who's great, but you're not emotionally available for him. Because why? Because you never healed. And this is why, oh my goodness, let me check his story. Let me check and see what he's up to, because you haven't really truly let him go. And if he's the right person, then he would be with you, right? If it was the right set of circumstances, y'all would be together, right? So why are you still holding on to someone that is not meant for you? Again, make a decision. And the first thing is, I'm going to make myself available. I'm going to put myself out there, and I'm not going to have to chase anybody. They are going to find me. Now watch this. When you make the decision and you put yourself in the right place at the right time, things begin to just move. Things will just begin to flow, right? And so again, put yourself on the map. Make that decision. Number two, the decision to be a wife. Oh my goodness, to be in a relationship, to be married. Make that decision. Okay, it's a difference between when you're dating just to be dating, but it's another whole different animal when you're talking about dating for marriage, dating because I am a wife, right? I am somebody's wife. So you don't entertain everybody. You don't entertain anybody. You're very selective when you're dating because you are a wife. But when you're just playing games, when you're just saying, I guess I'll be in a relationship, maybe one day I'll be married, that someday attitude, right? You're going to what? You are not making the decision. But when you say, I'm somebody's wife, you're not going to be entertaining these men who are not emotionally available. See, the reason why you're attracting the wrong person is because you are having to be the right person in order for them to come. When people know that you're not playing games, guess what? They're not even going to approach you. That's a wife. That's somebody's wife. You ought to be somebody's, you ought to look so much like somebody's wife that they ought to be afraid to even approach you. Without the ring on your finger, you ought to be screaming, hollering out, I'm somebody's wife. And so when he steps to you, he's going to have to come what? He's going to have to come correct, because I've made a decision that I am somebody's wife. I stepped out there, I made a decision to be in the arena, and I've made the decision that I'm going to heal, and I'm going to what? And I am somebody's wife. Have you made that decision? Clear cut. I am somebody's wife. I'm not an option. I'm the only choice. Oh my goodness. When you decide about being in a covenant, you stop dating for convenience. When you start dating for covenant, I'm going to be yoked up with somebody for life. You stop dating for convenience. You stop looking for certain things, the way that he built and the way that he looks and the way that he smiles at you. All of that is just what? That's just secondary. What about his character? Well, how does he treat you? How does he treat the other people that may not even, that are somewhat the wait staff? Or how does he treat people at his job? The people, how does he treat other people? His mom, right? His family, his sister. How does he treat other people? These things all come into play. Why? Because I'm not just looking at his looks. I'm looking at his character. I'm looking at how he treats people. I'm looking at, does he pray? Does he go to church? I'm somebody's wife. And because I'm somebody's wife, I have standards. And because I have standards, it's just more than looks. Anybody can find somebody that looks quote unquote good, but looking good and being married to somebody who is going to last forever is a whole different ball game. Oh my goodness. You got to understand that. Have you made a decision that you're going to be somebody's wife? I'm somebody's wife already, because a wife is already found. He that find a wife have found a good thing. I'm not dating for convenience. I'm dating for covenant. And that's a whole different ball game when you're talking about dating for covenant and not dating for convenience. Number three, let's go on. And you got to make the decision to let your wall down. All right. So I put myself out there in the arena. I'm making myself available. I am somebody's wife. I made that decision. Now I've got to open myself up. I got to become, as we begin to talk about, vulnerable, right? I've got to let my walls down. I've got to let the right person get to know me, to open up my heart to them. And as they're getting ready to they're knowing me and opening themselves up to me, I've made a decision that when the right person comes into my life, I've done the work on myself. I've been healing. I'm ready to be in this relationship. I make that decision, and I've decided. I've decided. I'm not waiting for him when he shows up to make the decision. I've decided already that when he shows up, I'm ready for him. Oh, that's good, isn't it? I'm ready. I'm not trying to figure it out. I've decided that when the right person comes, I'm going to take it slow. I'm not going to just jump into it feet first. I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to be discerning, and I'm going to have my standards, and I'm going to have my boundaries, but I'm going to open myself and allow him to get to know me as I am getting to know him. Of course, there are going to be certain parameters. Of course, there's going to be certain thing that's going to cause me not to just jump in. I'm going to be discerning and praying, but I've already made the decision that when the right person finds me, I'm going to be ready. When Boaz approached Ruth, what did he say? You ready for dinner? And she said, let me go back. Let me go think about this. And went over there and got some advice from Naomi. Came back and said, when you want to go for dinner, right? Excuse me. When do you want to go for dinner, right? So today, that's what I want to talk to you about. Are you ready to enter into the arena? Are you ready to put yourself on the map? Are you really ready to become the wife that you are? Or are you just dating to just be dating? No, we're dating with a purpose in mind. Number 3, have you made the decision that when he shows up, I'm going to become available for him? I made the decision. Now allow the right person in. Okay, so I wanted to really quickly, and I know that we ran through but it's all about your decision. Okay, because nothing happens until you make a decision. Have you decided? Have you decided? Now I want to ask you some questions. What decisions are you avoiding concerning it? Are you avoiding? We don't even we want to. I'm on this healing journey. Man, you've been on this healing journey how long? And you're telling me that you want to be in a relationship? How long are you going to continue to go over this and over this and over this? You're saying that you're really wanting to be in a relationship? Are you really, have you really opening yourself up to people as you're attracting the right people? Let's talk about that. Are you attracting the right people to open up to? If you're not attracting the right people, we need to take a step back and begin to what? Begin to work some more on ourselves because we're attracting the wrong people, right? Am I sabotaging the relationships? So have you made some decisions? What decisions are you not making? Are you avoiding? Are you not wanting to talk about? Right? So many are saying, I put myself out there in the dating pool. The dating pool is trash. I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way that you can be the right person and not allow the right person and not be attracting the right person. There's something wrong. And I'm going to open up my books. Let's sit down and let's begin to investigate where you really are making the decisions, where you really are not making the decisions. And let's begin because you can't tell me that you really want to be in a relationship and somebody asks you out and you're saying no. You're saying no. You're turning people down. Your friend has somebody for you to meet and you don't do those dates. You're coming across people. You're turning people. Do you really want to be in a relationship again? Have you made that decision? And it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be scared. It's okay, but you have to own it. If you want and desire to be in a relationship, make the decision. So what decisions are you not making in order to be in a relationship? And quit using the excuse that there's no good men out there. Quit using the excuse that there are very few men in your city. Quit using those excuses of, well, all the people that I've met are already married. I know this one queen who met her husband because he came to her door. He didn't know her, she didn't know him, but he came knocking because he was selling a certain thing. And next thing you know, because they had made an appointment, the next thing you know, they're married. Somebody right now is maybe living across the world, going to move into your city. Do you know how powerful the God that we serve? Do you know how powerful things can happen? Do you not know that you can be on a plane, on a jet somewhere, going somewhere and going somewhere, and your meetings, and you're going, and in the process you meet somebody in baggage claim that lived already in your city, in fact lives right across the street from you, and you didn't even know it? Do you not know, when you begin to make decision, how magic begins to happen, how things just begin to unfold? This is what I really truly love about, uh, there is this great illustration of this, when the watch, and I forgot what wrote, it might be a Rolex, but anyway, the watch commercial is, the guy looks at his he's looking at his watch, and he's supposed to, and he's on his way somewhere, but he happens to run into somebody because they have also the watch, and they just so happen to meet at the right time because of their watch. And that's the way that it works. When you really make the decision and you're allowing yourself to follow the, as I say, the breadcrumbs, and allowing the things to happen the way that they're supposed to happen, you just meet at the right time. You just meet at the right situation and the circumstances, because you made a decision. But if you have not yet made the decision, guess what? You're going to keep coming across what you're going to keep coming across, and you're going to keep having the results that you're having, and making the results. I'm making the decision that I'm going to be married. And then I want you to go ahead and be bold about it. When are you going to be married? I'm going to be healed. When are you going to be healed? How much time do you need to be healed? Right? What are you doing to be healed? Or you're working on yourself. What does that mean? You're working on yourself. What are you doing as you're working on yourself? Because why? You got to make that decision. I'm going to be in a relationship, and I'm not rushing it. I'm going to just watch it happen. And because I've made that decision. Well, this has been great. Hopefully, I've said something to inspire you. Hopefully, I've said something to re-engage you, to really think about, have you made a decision to be on the map, to put yourself in the arena, to really become the wife that he can find you, so that he can find you. And then when he finds you, the right person comes, because you're attracting the right people into your life. When he finds you, that you've already made the decision that you're going to open yourself, and you're going to allow him to get to know you. Over and over again, we see the DM conversations. Over and over again, we see people hitting people in the DM conversations. And I was looking at one lady, and she says she was not even giving him the time of day. She didn't even, but he was so persistent. He kept messaging her, and she finally just said, okay, we can get to know each other. What happened? She was open, and she was open to it because she made a decision that she had certain standards and certain things. But guess what? She began to be open, because again, you can't be so rigid to your rules and to the way that you like it, right? And then from that, the young conversation led to their marriage. What about you? You don't want to go to that singles event. You know how I've had queens tell me, I don't want to go to single events. There's nothing but singles there. They're just like, like there's sharks in the water, and I don't not nobody's fish that they're gonna be using me for no bait. Wrong mentality. Wrong mentality. I'm aware of myself. I know who I am. I'm secure in who I am. And when I go to this, the right person is going to approach me. And this may be the person that's going to meet. When I go places, I know that this may be the day that I bump into the soulmate. Do you see this? Well, I've made the decision. I have not made the decision that because I meet the wrong person, it's not going to lead to the right person. At the end of the day, I will be married to the right person for me. I will be married to my soulmate. I've decided on that. Right? And so every disappointment is going to lead to my soulmate. Every time somebody rejects me, I've decided that I'm not going to let that put me out the game. I'm going to continue to pick myself back up, put my heart back together again, heal, and I'm going to go through the whole process again. But every time I go through the right process, I'm not dating the same type person. The same type person. I'm not going through the same routine. No, it's different every single time because I'm learning, I'm improving, and guess what? My soulmate found me, and I found them. When you make a decision, you start moving towards them, and they start moving towards you. Well, this has been great. Thank you for joining me. Um, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Also, if you are on Instagram, go ahead and start following me. I thank you. If you have any questions, I want to know right now, what decision have you been avoiding? Comment below. What decision have you been avoiding? What decision do you need to go ahead and make so that you can go ahead and see yourself in a great relationship or even possibly married in 2026? It's your season to be what? To be the wife that you are called to be. You are somebody's wife. Remember, queens don't settle. Go ahead and let's talk and book that session by clicking the link in my bio or the link in this description on YouTube.